And welcome. Today I'm going to be unboxing the Alesis I/O dock. It's a new adapter interface so you can turn your iPad into a digital audio workstation. We'll just have a little look at the box now. As you can see, the usual blurb. It's a UK model. It's got all the information you need to know, some nice pictures of the product. And let's open up and see what's inside. And immediately we're confronted with the iPad 2 adapter. The I/O dock is designed for the iPad 1 and it comes with a small plastic adapter. Here's the in this small box it's the power adapter. Let's open that up and see what's inside. Careful with that sticky tape, Darren. Oh. It's a fine art opening boxes on video. And yes, it's the wall-wart power supply, standard issue. And next up, it's the paperwork. As you can see, it's got your warranty information and the instruction manual. Let's have a look at that. Oh, don't want to look at the warranty. Let's have a look at the instructions. As you can see, not much to them, just 2 pages detailing the various inputs and outputs of the product. And it's in a number of European languages, so no one's feeling left out. And now we're heading for the main event. It's the big reveal, the money shot. Let's get rid of those polystyrene wings. There goes one. There goes another. What flair, what dedication. As you can see, it's covered in a lovely plastic bag. And he's like a boy on Christmas Day. Can't wait to get inside. There it is. And what's that, little fella? Bag of silica gel. Let's hike that out of the way. And there it is. It's the Alesis I/O dock in all its glory. So, what's there to say about it? It's made of plastic. It's a fairly robust design, though, you know, the plastic kind of lets it down. You've got the main volume and headphones volume and socket on the side there. You've got main out. There's 2 combination inputs which you can use for a guitar and a microphone. It's got phantom power, foot switch and a video output so you can connect it to a monitor. And on the side you've got Midi out and Midi in and a USB Midi connector too, so you can connect it straight to your computer. As you can see, it's all, going back to there again. Yep, it's the main and the headphone, just in case we missed it the first time. As you can see, it's a fairly basic construction. The iPad just slides in the side there. Now let's see how we fit the Ipod 2 adapter into the I/O dock. As you can see, it's just a plastic sheet with a little clip on the back. You know, nothing to write home about. Very sturdy. It's just a matter of sliding it into the I/O dock. And there's a satisfying click. There we go, click, as it all is held in. And as you can see, it just reduces the size of the receptacle. So now the iPad should slide in effortlessly. Now let's watch this action. Got it in one. Now that's what I call ergodynamic, and you can see the lights reflected in the shiny iPad 2 display. And there you have it, the iPad inside the I/O dock. So I've connected the Alesis I/O dock up to my mixer. I've got a Midi cable leading in from my Midi keyboard. Power supply, obviously. I've got a jack ready for my guitar setup. If I can just raise this up here. Got my jack for my guitar there, and stereo out, line out to my mixer. So that's what you're going to hear. You're going to hear the output of this going straight into the mixer. So, it's literally 2 minutes to set up, and you're ready to rock and roll. There's not a lot to add. So in terms of usability, the Alesis IO dock is, it's got great functionality. It's just a matter of sliding your iPad into the dock and connecting up what you need to do. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm just going to show you how easy it is to get sounds out of the IO dock using a Midi keyboard and some of the software synths that are available. I'll be looking at Garageband and the Korg IMS-20 to play around with, and then I'm going to be feeding my guitar into the IO dock and using that with Garageband and Amp Kit by Peavey, an app you can use, and that should give you an idea of the kind of things you can do with this equipment. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to use your MIDI keyboard with the IO dock and Garageband. As you can see, there are loads of instruments in here to play around with. You've got your drums and your keyboard. So again, I've just got it connected using a standard MIDI lead with my outputs going to my mixer, and first patch up is the grand piano. Might be an idea if I put my headphones on so I can hear what I'm playing. As you can see, it's all very responsive. There's no latency. It all goes in and comes out in the mixer, so it's pretty good. And of course you can use the internal recording functionality of Garageband if you so wish. I'm just using it more of a sound source here at the moment, but you've got Garageband, you've got your multi-track digital recorder, so it's pretty cool if you're looking for an easy get into multi-track recording. What else have we got? Drums. Everyone likes a drum kit. As you can see, it's really responsive. What I'll do now is take you through to the Korg IMS-20 and get an idea of the sounds of that, and how responsive that is with the IO dock. I really love this synth. This is yeah, that's a really good one to play with. I really enjoy playing with that. Again, I think you can even use the keyboard with the Tenorion application as well. Don't know why you'd need to use it, but you can get an idea of the output quality. It's pretty sweet. Right now, I'll get my guitar out, get my guitar connected, and you can hear what that sounds like. Right, this is my guitar going into Garageband, playing on the clean combo. Let's have something nice and crunchy now. Now for some distortion. As you can hear, it sounds pretty clean. You know, nice clean signal in from the guitar, so there are no complaints there. I'm now going to use the PV Amp Kit software, see how that sounds with it. Let's try Captain Crunchy. Certainly is crunchy. My initial thoughts on the IO dock when I unboxed it was an interesting design, but a little bit plasticky in its execution. You know, you've got the curved aluminium edges of the iPad, and the IO dock itself has a much more functional design. So it's not quite a meeting of design there. However, the functionality is key to this. So it is just a matter of sliding the iPad into the dock and away you go. There's a really good selection of inputs and outputs on the device. They're all very, very clean, so there are no complaints there. However, I did notice there was a slight bit of lag with my iPad when I connected it to the IO dock, when I was selecting applications. Again, this is not something I get when I use the iPad on its own without being connected to the dock, but it just seemed to be happening there, so something to bear in mind. But again, it's negligible. It's not going to affect your performance with the IO dock. It was just something I noticed when I was swiping screens and selecting applications. I think it's for £140 in the UK at the moment. Is it good value for money? I think it is, because you get all these inputs and outputs from the IO dock. You can output Midi, you can output the sound synths to your mixer. You can even connect it to your computer via USB as well. It's functionality that you don't have with the iPad. I know you can cheat by using the camera connection kit and connect your USB keyboard that way. But this gives you a much more rounded selection of inputs, especially if you're using Garageband. If you bought this and solely used it with Garageband, you'd get your money's worth, because it really does free up that application. It really does allow you to use it for its full potential. You have a multi-track DAW, digital audio workstation, in your hands with this IO dock. However, saying that, I I don't use many iPad apps in my own music making. I find some of them, they don't sound right. Apart from the Korg IMS-20, which I think sounds really nice, I've never really been happy with the apps for the guitar effect apps for the iPad in Garageband or the PV or even the Amplitude. They always sound a little bit, fake compared to using proper pedals or whatever. But that's just a personal criticism. If you're someone who doesn't have access to a lot of money or a big recording rig and just wants to be able to, step into that arena of multi-track recording, and you've got an iPad, obviously, with the software, it does represent remarkable good value. But for me, I don't know, it's not something that I'm going to use every day. I bought it just to see if I could use it with my keyboard a bit better. Again, maybe if I went away somewhere and I wanted to do some recording on my iPad, it's another thing I could use it for. But I don't know. Again, it's a bit of a curate's egg. I see it more of for people who are beginning with digital recording rather than somebody who's a pro or semi-pro or prosumer or whatever they call it. So yeah, if you're looking into getting the most out of GarageBand, if you're a big GarageBand user and you really want clean inputs for your guitar and for your mic and a way of connecting a MIDI keyboard that's not going to give you a headache, then this does represent good value, and Alesis have done a really good job on it. Yeah, it's a bit plasticky. I'm just being a bit of a snob there. It's fairly sturdy and chunky when you get it out of the box. And it is so easy to use. It's amazing. You just plug it in. The manual is just one sheet, and it's more talking about specifications than anything else. It's not really a manual. It doesn't tell you what to do because it's instinctive. It's like the iPad. It's instinctive. You slide it in. Ooh, Mrs. That's what she said. But yeah, the only thing you have to look out for is the I/O dock is designed for the iPad 1. And if you've got an iPad 2, you do get an adapter that comes in the box, and that needs to be installed first. I think I showed it on my setup video earlier in the video. So bear that in mind. There have been reports that some people have received the I/O dock without the adapter, and if that happens, I think you need to get in touch with Alesis for that, and they'll send you a replacement, which is a bit of an annoyance if you really do want to crack on and record. So yeah, I mean, I'm for functionality and value for money, I'm going to give it 5 out of 5. It is a top scorer for that. You've got phantom power, and you've got the ability to control the monitor mix and everything. I mean, it's a really good unit, especially if you're going to be using GarageBand. So yeah, if you're interested in buying one, it has my endorsement. Okay, it's not for me, but it's for people who are into GarageBand and some of those other applications on the iPad. But yeah, 5 out of 5. That's not a bad score, is it?